Hello, 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 everybody. Welcome to round 3 of season 3 of the World Champion. Sorry, what am I saying? The GT Champions World Cup, brought to you by RWB Racing, Detailing Group, Metropolis, High Pre, and Pride at the Dragon. Whew, here we are. January 29th. We're already on race 3. We're here at Lago Maggiore West, which is the second longest Lago Maggiore layout. Very fun track. That Lago Maggiore is one of the original tracks, meaning that PD Polyphony Digital, the producers of Gran Turismo Sport, have made up several tracks. They're very good at making up tracks, but this is one such one. It's a favorite. Give me 1 second here. I think I have some questions from drivers to answer. Give me a moment. All right, sorry about that. I am back. Just had to let some drivers know what was going on with the grid order. So, speaking of grid order, last week at round 2 at Spa, we had such an exciting race. I mean, there was a lot going on in that race. If you haven't watched it on the YouTube channel, you definitely should. It is absolutely worth reliving race 3 here. But Nux took the top spot on the podium again, followed by Loudy, Dark Mist, and Mazda. Both Nux and Mazda put together brilliant drives to come from the very back of the pack to make that happen. Our full race results are here. We had a pretty full lobby, so 15 drivers. Next, of course, Loudy and Mazda in the top 3. I'll round out the top 10 here. We had Scotty, Slappus, Joey Cannoli, Black Friday, Chevy in 8th, Sephiroth in 9th, and Ozzy in 10th place. Just rounding that out. A lot of WTCC drivers in that top 10, so looking pretty good for them there. Our standings for the season so far starting to look interesting. Nux obviously off to an early lead, but it's clearly not that big, as Loudy is just behind with 32 points. Mazda with 26 points, so not too much of a gap yet. Let me see. I don't think anyone is too far off from the driver in front of them. That makes sense, though. We've only had a couple of rounds, and pretty much everyone has made it. So today's race, as I mentioned, is at Lago Maggiore. We're in GT4 cars, and this is one of the few, if not the only, completely open round. As long as you are in GT4, you can choose any car you'd like, and obviously the car representing the event tonight is the Lamborghini, but I see a whole lot of different cars on track right now. We're going to get there in a moment. Today's grid order is, as usual, set in reverse order from fastest laps. So whoever had the fastest lap last week should be starting in last place or towards the back. Instead, we've got the drivers who didn't start last week starting in the very, very back. So Mazda had the fastest lap last week. However, you'll see G-Bub and RoboSport starting behind him in 14th and 15th. That puts the slowest lap folks all the way at the top. Broccolilli, I believe, is at the top because of a disconnect, and Colin as well. That makes sense to me. So Colin and Broccolilli will be starting first and second. They were both racing well last week, so hopefully they're able to take advantage of this. Chevy will start in third, Slappus in fourth, Joey Cannoli in fifth, Agorski in sixth, PLE Black Friday in seventh, Ozzy's in eighth, Scotty in 9th, followed by Sephiroth to round out the top 10. And beyond that, we have Loudy, Nux, Mazda, and then, of course, as I mentioned, G-Bub and Rubble Sport, who did not start last week. Looks like we've got a lot of people in. You can see all sorts of liveries already showing up, lots of colors, a lot of hatchbacks. What do we got in here? 15 people on track, so this is another full lobby. The organizers, Agorski and Venom, have done such a fantastic job of making sure that we have reserve drivers for anyone who can't make the races. So far, all 3 races of the season have been full lobbies, and we're hoping to keep that up. So, you know, fingers crossed for us that we are. Like I said, we're at Lago Maggiore West in any available GR4 car. You guys know the rules, but in case you don't, you're supposed to, you get 2 types of tires, racing softs and racing mediums. You have to take 1 set of each tire. There is only 1 pit window. It starts at the 50-minute mark, meaning there are 50 minutes left in the race, and you have to be out of the pits by the 40-minute mark. Those are the rules. Those are the rules. You can pit for damage. This is a full damage race, full damage league, because we expect professionalism out of our drivers. We expect them to exhibit skill and, you know, racing etiquette, quite frankly. And usually our races are pretty clean. In fact, most times that I see someone have to pit for damage, it wasn't from somebody hitting them. It's usually they made a mistake themselves. It happens, but I mean, you can't really wish for a better group of drivers, honestly. And this is Div 2, you know. This isn't even the top division. Division 1 is full of even faster drivers, and Division 3 and 4 also full of fantastic drivers. Again, the stewarding in this league is top-notch. We expect racers to act like, to treat others like they would want to be treated on the track. All right, let's go into the lobby. Let's make sure that everyone sees that we are ready. But I don't know if we're waiting on anyone. The race is supposed to start in 1 minute. So yeah, we'll be getting started very soon here. Let's see if we can quickly run through some liveries. Slappus and that awesome Volkswagen Golf, or sorry, Scirocco, I believe. Yes, I am ready, Igorski. So we're probably not going to get to run through everyone's livery, but of course we'll see them throughout the race. That was Igorski checking on me to make sure I got everything prepared. Tatted Freak in the Megane. I can't remember exactly what type of Megane this is. Let's see if we can get the full name really quickly before we change. Megane Trophy. Yes. Actually, here's a rundown of everyone's cars. 2 Megane Trophies. We got Scirocco's. We got the Corvette. A couple of 86s. The 458. Another 86. The 4C. Fun car. The M4 Megane Trophy again. The 458. And the 650. McLaren 650 GR4. So, a really good set of cars here. Looks like I have 2 minutes, so yeah, let's go see people's liveries. Yeah, we saw we didn't see Black Friday. Here's Black Friday in an 86. Ooh, that is nice and chromy. Love the way that looks, Black Friday. Well done to whoever designed that livery for you. We've already looked at Slappers. We've already looked at Tattoo. Mazda just disappeared for me, so we'll find somebody else. I think we've run out of people on track. Chevy, as usual, in orange. He is the lone McLaren 4C. And he also looks great. It's such a beautiful car. I know the GR3 McLaren is excellent. I'm pretty sure the GR4 also is. Unfortunately, under the game's BOP, the GR3 McLaren is pretty nerfed. Probably because it's such a superb chassis. It really is a great car to drive. It just has no top speed under the in-game BOP. But if you're in a league with custom BOP, boy, that McLaren can come alive. Broccolilli in the Megane Trophy. Fantastic car. This is definitely my favorite car in GR4. I don't race GR4 very often anymore. I find the class to be horribly imbalanced, as a lot of people do, but This car shines, and just like the McLaren, it handles fantastically, and because of that, the in-game BOP does not favor it as far as speed, but it's a great car on twisty tracks. All right, looks like we're getting started here. I hope you guys are ready. The lights are coming up. We've got our grid order here again. I'm showing Chevy all the way in the back on the grid here, though, and that didn't seem right. Uh-oh. There we go. Start, finally. Lily is off to a fantastic launch in that Megane, as is Tattooed Freak. In third place right next to them, though, is Colin in that M3, or M4 rather, trying to hold on. Wow, a little bit of touching, a lot of touching in turn 2. Not surprising, it's a very tight turn. Did I see somebody stuck? I did. Sorry, red flag, somebody is stuck on track. So we're going to exit the race here and give them a chance to come back on. Now, I did have a question about the grid order. Let's type it. There may be more to the story, but my understanding is that Chevy should be in third. Well, I suppose we'll find out. Either way, let's see if we can get some people out on track. We might be able to take a look at more liveries. If not, well, I guess it kind of is what it is. If this is your first time joining our league here, this is round 3 of a pretty long season. We've got 10 rounds. We had a qualifier on January 8th. That is how we determined what division drivers would end up being in. And we had such a huge response of from drivers who wanted to be in it that we ended up doing 4 different divisions rather than the 3 we did last season. I think we only had 2 the season before that, so we've just been growing and growing. As you can see, you didn't miss much. We've got 7 more races after this one. We don't end until March 19th. A nice variety of tracks and variety of cars, so just good times all around here in the World Cup. Hope you will join us for more, of course. And let's see here. Let me make sure that everything else is going correctly in this lobby. So hold for me. We're just waiting on one more driver, everyone, to come back, and we'll be back on our way. We're waiting on Mazda to get back in, and Mazda's obviously sitting second in the standings, so I'm sorry, third in the standings, but he's pretty high either way. We obviously want to give him the full opportunity to stream or to race here tonight. Why? What is wrong with me, guys? Anyway, so just a few more minutes, and when he gets in here, we'll be underway. Thank you. All right, we've just seen Mazda re-enter the room, so any moment now we'll be getting back started, back underway with the race. We've got everyone just kind of hooning around right now, and why not? Why not? Waiting around. The tires are virtual, so they're free. Send it. All right, here we go. Let's make sure that this start actually works this time. Here's hoping. Here is hoping. Lights up. Did we fix the... Yes, we also fixed the grid order here. Excellent. Let's go. And they're off. Let's see. I'm going to go through the grid, make sure nobody's stuck. Nobody is stuck. Fantastic. I wonder what that's about, because we have had somebody stuck at the start of every single race so far, and then, you know, a quick reset of things seems to work. So maybe we need to do a little work to figure out what's going on and try to prevent these starts like this. So far, everyone getting through very cleanly through turns 1 and 2 here as they head downhill into the back section of the track. Now, this is, of course, a partial layout of the Lago Maggiore track, one of the earliest original tracks in this game. In fact, I believe that track did ship with this game. However, these layouts came out later. Lago Maggiore West is one of them. This is a shortened layout that preserves this corner here, sometimes known as the best corner in the world. And you can see from this angle just what a fantastic hairpin it is. I can't wait to go through it in person with some of these drivers. Colin has made his way up to the top. Well, he and Broccolilli were pretty much sharing that first row, so they're still up top here. Colin is in the M4, Broccolilli in the popular Megane trophy car. Tattooed Freak just behind them, also in one, and Slappus in that formidable Volkswagen Scirocco. They don't look like much, but the front-wheel drive cars in this class have some straight line speed that's insane. Of course, the trade-off is bad front tire wear, as we saw at our Brands Hatch round in the Audi TT. I think that was round 1, if I'm not mistaken. Chevy sitting in 5th place in that beautiful McLaren. We've got a couple people side by side just ahead, but we're going to go through the grid here. Still side by side, even back here. That's Joey and Black Friday. I think Black Friday just goes through for the position there. Here's Nux. He's made his way up to 9th place from the back of the race already. Mazda just behind him in 10th place. So Nux and Mazda going to try to cut through this field together. Loudy is just behind them. Loudy with a lot of pace himself. He's sitting 2nd in the championship standings so far here. So again, the grid is set by your fastest lap in the last race. So if you had the fastest lap, you're starting at the back of the grid. It's basically reverse grid based on your fastest lap. It's kind of weird, but it makes things fun because a lot of times you end up with people who are just have faster pace as drivers, having to battle through the field to get up front. Here's Slappus on Broccolilli, a fantastic pass there. Into the double right-hander. I love this layout because it is a shortened version of Lago Maggiore, which is a really fun track, but it preserves most of the very fun corners of this track. Mazda with a little bit of a dive in the last turn on Black Friday there. Luckily, not too much damage done. I don't even think they made contact, but going to want to be careful there. I'm missing some of my display info. There we go. There we go. I needed to see if he got any damage or anything like that. Not at all. So Mazda up ahead of Nux there. He gets ahead of Nux, and wow, he's up in his 7th now. Was that? Did I just miss? Hold on. Let's sit with Mazda for a minute. Mazda's in 9th. Here we are in turn 1. And that's Black Friday and Joey Cannoli ahead of him. He jumps Black Friday, jumps Joey, ends up in the grass, but he does get 2 positions off of that. In fact, Black Friday goes back and loses a position to Nux as well as a result of that. So that was pretty awesome. Ooh, and here we are 3 wide, or almost 3 wide, just after the best corner in the world. I'm going to quickly exit here and come back in to fix this camera glitch. And there we go. Now we have different camera angles. Let's see. Ta-da. Hopefully that gets fixed in GT7. Wow, y'all. Gran Turismo 7 is really on its way. A Gorski in a beautiful HBR Corvette. G-Bub. Oh, I love that livery. I saw that while everyone was practicing around. So colorful. So bright. Love G-Bub's livery for that car. I might have to ask him for it. I kind of want it myself. I'd probably drive GR4 more. Slappus all the way to the front. He's passed Colin and Broccolilli and put 1.7 seconds on them at that. Did I miss something? Oh, he's already up the road, even at this replay. That's as far back as I can go. But Slappus going hard here. It's not surprising. Definitely at the full Lago Maggiore track, those front-wheel drive GR4s, like I said, are brilliant here because it's very hilly. There's a lot of uphill sections where it helps to have a top speed advantage. And so that's that advantage playing out for Slappus here. But the battle for second rages on. Colin in 2nd place, followed by Chevy's made it up to 3rd, and Broccolilli in 4th. So they're almost 3 wide, and you got Scotty and Tattooed Freak going through the best corner in the world together, and now side by side to the next complex of corners here. Scotty rocking a huge Pride of the Dragon banner on the side of his car. I really appreciate that. Love it. Pride of the Dragon is my baby. Hopefully I get to talk about it a little bit later on in this race. But he's all over the back of Tattooed Freak. They're running together here in 5th and 6th place. Mid-pack is starting to get spread out. Mazda's already made his way up to 7th. We saw him make that pass on Joey and Black Friday. The order hasn't changed much since that pass. Nux is still up in the 9th above Black Friday. Black Friday's not too far, but he's got Loudy Darkmist all over him, who has Ozzy all over him. Ozzy in another really bright, really fun livery here in that Toyota 86. They're all going to brake hard for turn 1, almost touching, it looks like. But again, like I said, these drivers are really good. I would trust any of these drivers going side by side into a corner because everyone here just knows racing etiquette, understands good racecraft, and you can trust that you can race close with them, without them sending you careening off into a corner or causing damage. Wow, Slap is 2.7 seconds up the road. He's already gained another second. We're gonna have to keep an eye on his tire wear, but he's definitely using the advantage that the VW gives him here, and I hope it works out for him. I hope he's able to run away enough that it helps out. Now, drivers are allowed to be on 2 different racing compounds, as I mentioned earlier in the race. For the last couple of races, everyone started on the same compound, but I'm already seeing here that this race is a little more mixy, okay? We've got some drivers on the racing softs, we've got some on the racing mediums, and they are not all on the same end of the field, so that's definitely going to be interesting. As we get closer to the end of this first stint, meaning closer to the 50-minute mark, I will reveal everyone's tire wear and tire choices. You can look at the time remaining clock in the bottom right hand corner, just above my name at eDirtyTati there on the screen, and that will show you the time remaining in the race. Like I said, when we hit the 50-minute mark, when we hit the 55-minute mark or so, I'll remove that banner on the bottom of the screen so you can all see the tire situation. Scotty and Tattoo still going at it here. I'm sorry, actually no, Scotty's run away. Tattoo is going at it with Mazda, who of course is making his way through the field, as we said, and we're gonna look here. We're gonna be a fly on Nux's bumper as he goes through the best corner in the world, beautifully behind Joey Cannoli here. Kind of hard to stay patient coming out of that corner, but I think it's a lot of fun and fairly easy to do in these GR4 cars. These cars are modeled after, of course, the FIA GT4 specification, which are more closely based on street cars. GT3, of course, is the equivalent of GR3 in this game, and those cars, of course, they look like the street car, but they have, you know, the chassis is all different. You know, they're carbon fiber chassis. They are purpose-built race cars for all intents and purposes, except they have to keep some of the same dimensions as the real-world car. Like the roof panel has to be the same dimension, and that's in an effort to keep the car's overall dimensions the same as the street car. But these GR4 cars are actually based on factory cars, so it would be the same kind of car that Loudy is in. He's got a little damage just in the rear of that car, but it must have really been affecting him. But you know, he would have had like rear downforce issues, but it can't be that bad in the GR4. Granted, the Ferrari's mid-engine, but I don't think the GR4 Ferrari is even that oversteery. You know, like the GT3 one, you'll lose the rear end like that, but GR4 was always very tractable to me, so I wonder what he was feeling that made him pit and lose that time. Well, doesn't matter. That brings Chevy and Colin up closer. I'm sorry, no, that brings Joey Cannoli closer. I think Joey was ahead of him. Whoa, what has happened to Mazda? Uh-oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to go back far enough to see whatever happened to him there. Yeah, he's already in 13th, as far back as I can go. But a huge drop in order for Mazda, who was in 7th place. You know, I started looking and I'm seeing Joey in 6th and Nux in 7th. I wonder what happened. I wonder if he was involved in something with Loudy there. They weren't. I mean, they were close to one another. Loudy was running in that pack with them, but unfortunately, I just didn't see what happened. Makes me sad. That makes me sad. Well, now Joey Cannoli has to defend against Nux as they head down the hill into the best corner in the world. We don't have actual corner names for Lago Maggiore. Polyphony Digital will build absolutely gorgeous fantasy tracks like this, but they don't ever give us corner names. Some of the tracks that are fictional tracks that are in Japan will have a few corner names. Like if you go to Yamagiwa, you'll see that there are some numbers on the ground in front of some corners, just like you would see, just like Suzuka has, 130R is a famous corner there. Yamagiwa has some numbered corners, but as far as these other tracks, I have never seen corner names from any Gran Turismo press release or anything. I almost wonder if maybe they have them internally and they just haven't shared them with us. Slappas is 4.1 seconds up the road. He's just running away with this race. Chevy is also putting quite a gap on the rest of the pack here. 2.8 seconds back to Broccolilli. So Chevy is basically just putting in laps alone. Broccolilli, meanwhile, has not lost Colin, though he's gotten ahead of him. Colin was in second place at one time, but that M4 just doesn't really compete as far as handling to the Nissan here. Sorry, the Peugeot, the Megane. Man, struggling to remember the cars that aren't in the U.S. market, like what they're called. Nux is just chilling behind Scotty here. Looks like he got past Joey Cannoli. In fact, looks more like Joey Cannoli fell off as G-Bub has also gotten ahead of him, but Nux is now on the back of Scotty. So Nux up to 6th place after starting nearly last, as we discussed earlier. Wonder if he's going to sit here and save fuel behind Scotty, or if he's going to move on. It's been the same story basically every race this season. Nux chilling behind somebody until he's ready to make a move, and then once he makes that move, he's gone, uncatchable. G-Bob has made it up into 7th place after starting at the bottom of the grid, near the bottom, if not all the way at the bottom. Yep, he was all the way at the very bottom in 15th place, and he's now up to 7th place, so doing well for himself. Joey Cannoli, as I talked about, lost several positions, now down in 8th place, fighting with Tattoo Freak, who is also fallen off the top of the grid here and is all the way down in 9th place. I didn't see what happened to him either. Ozzy still back here, he's in 10th. Black Friday's in 11th. Sephiroth in 12th. And Mazda, of course, we don't know what happened to him either, but he's falling down to 13th place. Meanwhile, Agorski chilling in 15th, 8 seconds back from Mazda, and Mazda's 2.2 from Sephiroth. So Agorski about 10 seconds off of the rest of the pack, and Laudi's another 5.6 seconds beyond that. Slappas losing a little bit of his time advantage here. Maybe just had a couple of slow sectors. I'm sure he'll get it back. Chevy has gotten even further away from Broccolilli, 4.2 seconds there. Looks like Nux has gone ahead and gotten around Scotty, so he's going to look to catch up to the top 4 here, at least Colin and Broccolilli, and maybe see if he can get a little bit of a slipstream train going and not be too far from the lead of the race. G-Bub, of course, has basically just followed him through the pack so far, and now it'll be his time. Ooh, well, I was going to say it'll be his turn to get past Scotty, but not just yet. Understeers, probably just missed his braking into turn 1. Oh yeah, he brakes very late, almost goes into the back of Scotty, and just ends up sliding towards the outside. Luckily, he didn't hit the wall. None too worse for the wear. No damage. He'll be fine. But loses a little bit of time there. Tattoo Freak getting harassed by Ozzy now, who again has been trying to make his way from the back. He's making a dive for the inside in the best corner of the world, and I think he's going to make it stick unless he goes out too wide. Nope, makes it happen, gets the pass, and now is ahead of Tattoo up the hill. Was he able to maintain momentum? It looks like Tattoo's all over the back of him up the hill, but he's not going to be able to get the position back. Let's see if he's able to make something happen in the double right here, rather. Yep, Tattoo diving inside at the double right, but doesn't actually get the nose inside on Ozzy, and so Ozzy's going to keep that position going through there. So these two are in a tight battle here. They're going to end the lap on the last race. We're going to go back and replay that earlier pass from Ozzy's point of view. Here we are in car with Ozzy. Goes alongside, hard on the brakes here. Make sure he hugs that apex, basically parks it in the apex, goes out wide to shut that door, use up as much of the track as he can to get up this hill in a car that's not known for its high power. And that's what I mean. This track has a lot of elevation changes, a lot of pretty steep hills, and typically fortune favors the fast, basically here, the powerful, if you will. This pack here, we've got a Black Friday, a Joey Cannoli, a Sephiroth. It feels familiar. I feel like we had a Black Friday Joey Cannoli Sephiroth situation last week. I did rewatch the race, but that was like Monday or Tuesday. My memory is not what it should be. And big dive up the inside by Joey to make a pass on Black Friday. And of course, he's going to burst up the hill on them here. Let's catch that again. He's already alongside Black Friday as they enter the braking zone. He's way inside of the corner. Black Friday looks for the undercut and actually boops Joey a little bit, and that's probably the only thing that kept him from getting it. Just taps him in the back instead of being able to get around. So Joey Cannoli trying to make his way back up the order after losing a couple of positions. Speaking of which, where's Mazda? Oh, now he's within a second of Sephiroth, so he oop, dips a wheel in the grass in the last turn, almost loses it, but was able to hold on to it. But Mazda already back up to the pack here. In fact, he is left Igorski behind, who's been passed by Laudy as well. So Igorski not showing much pace this lap. Mazda letting it all hang out, just touching the outside of the turn in turn 2 there. That is slow. Mazda, get out of that grass and stay on the track, please. Please keep all tires on the inside of the white line at all times. Uh-oh, do we have more drama for the best corner in the world? Black Friday gonna look to get back on Joey. He looked for the over-under. Joey was defending, and someone was in the way. I think that was Ozzy in that gray car. Nope, not Ozzy. Who is that? Was that Sephiroth in the way? Yeah, well, Sephiroth ended up in the way. So he couldn't make that move happen. Sorry, I can't go back much further than that, but you can see, let's see what we can see. But basically, Black Friday was to the outside of the corner in that blue car, and he was looking to undercut Joey, who was up ahead. But yeah, Sephiroth was already there on the apex. So these three, real racy. But Sephiroth was the loser out of that. Mazda's up ahead of him now. Mazda's already made that pass, so he's going to come up to Black Friday. Joey, this battle here, which has been very interesting. Ozzy is running away from it as they've been fighting. He's 1 second behind Tattoo Freak. And just trying to stay out of what's going on behind him there. Back up front, or towards the front, Nux still in 5th place, just goes fastest in that sector there. You saw that purple time for him. But Slappis has the overall fastest lap of the 127.8. Colin is still sitting prettily in 4th place, behind Broccolilli, still following in his slipstream here, probably saving a ton of fuel in that M4. Nux is on the way though. He's 1.3 seconds back. Like I said, Nux made that pass on Scotty a while ago and is probably looking to catch up to these two. Meanwhile, Scotty just chilling alone now. No one to fight. Just probably want to stay away from G-Bub up ahead, of course. Looking at Tattoo and Ozzy, who have gotten away from this battle between Joey Cannoli and Black Friday. Mazda is getting closer and closer to it. We can see here he's following through in the last corner, but then he goes wide and he's got to be careful not to touch the wall. Ooh, he almost touched the wall, just gets to the inside of it, but he's going to lose a position there. You can see Sephiroth starting to pass. Let's watch that from the TV cameras here, see if we can catch a good angle. I think he just goes in too hot in the last corner and understeers there. He gets caught in the grass and just barely glances the wall. You can see the sparks flying off his car. Was lucky not to take damage. on the right front there. Like I said, lose the position to Sephiroth. So Mazda not having a fantastic race today. I don't know if that's a focus thing or if he's just not that familiar with the track, but he was making his way up pretty well in the opening laps, making his way through the field and picking people off, but it seems that he's having trouble with that now. Nux has gotten in the middle of Colin and Broccolilli and has made that pass on Colin, so now Nux sits in 4th place. Can we see that pass? Nope, pass had already happened. But Nux up into 4th, now looking to get up to Broccolilli, who's just 1.1 seconds up here. Chevy, meanwhile, has 6 seconds back to Broccolilli. Slap is 6.4 seconds. So yeah, when I saw him with a little bit of a loss in his gap, it looks like he just had a bad sector, because he's definitely pulled it together and still running away from people here. We got 1 hour and 7 minutes left in the race. What that means is about 17 minutes until the pit window opens, so still a lot of racing to go before we officially hit the end of the stint. We're looking at Mazda and Sephiroth here. Mazda is trying to do everything he can to get around Sephiroth. They are in identical cars. They're both in the Toyota 86, so this is going to be a will of drivers and driver skill here. I'm looking, yep, same tires on both cars. Let's check this out from Mazda's point of view. Is he going to try to make a move here? He's close enough to do it if he wants to. Yep, he comes alongside, brakes late. Oh, he's going to miss the apex. Here comes Sephiroth looking for that over-under. He's not able to make it, doesn't carry enough momentum, and he has to tuck in behind Mazda. So Mazda with a great pass there on Sephiroth. Well done. Sephiroth is all over the back of his bumper, though. I probably shouldn't have even gone to this replay. Hopefully nothing happens while we're doing this. You know what? Knock on wood. There's the pass. Looks great. Done. Okay, nothing happened. Mazda still up ahead of, still just ahead of Sephiroth. Black Friday, meanwhile, has been able to run away from these two because of their fighting. If you recall, Black Friday was right there with them, but now he's 2.3 seconds up the road, still chasing Joey Cannoli, who's less than a second away, but not in slipstream range. So Black Friday probably desperate to just get in 1 extra tenth, 1.5 tenths, so he can be in Joey's slipstream for some of these longer straights and some of these uphill portions. Ozzy is probably checking his mirror a lot to make sure these two don't catch up. In fact, if I'm Black Friday, all I want to do is get in Joey's slipstream, which he's done right now, and I'm not looking to make a move. I don't want to fight. I want to catch Ozzy so that we can maybe both gain a position here. Black Friday goes fastest in that sector, probably with the help of Joey's slipstream, but also you saw him catching up to Joey at a rapid rate of speed, so probably just had an awesome sector, quite frankly. Ozzy's getting a little bit closer to them. They're starting to reel him in. Apex Tattoo Freak has made his way back up into 8th place. I think we saw him fall way down the order a little bit ago. So he's going to come up to G-Bub, his fellow Megan Trophy teammate. They're not really teammates, but you know, same car, same manufacturer. You're on a team. You're on a team. Colin's in 6th place, behind Scotty and behind Broccolilli. What happened to Colin? He had gotten passed by Nux the last time we checked. Nux, by the way, has made it up into 3rd past Broccolilli, so a couple of passes made that we've missed here, but Colin, definitely the biggest news there, losing 2 positions. Nux, by the way, not only has he gotten past Broccolilli, he's already putting a gap on him. I'm guessing that he sees how far away he's getting from Slappus and realizes that he's got to speed it up. Purple in the 1st sector here for Nux, so he's definitely ringing that 4C out, trying to get it up there. He's 12.5 seconds behind Slappus. He probably doesn't want Slappus getting any further away. Chevy, meanwhile, yep, starting to lose a bit of that gap to Nux. It's 5.7 seconds now, and he's been doing high 28s. Nux been doing high 28s too, with the occasional dip into a low 28. In fact, the last couple of laps have been low 28, so that points to him making a conscious effort to speed it up here towards the end of the stint. 13 minutes left until the end, by the way. Colin now is behind Scotty, who, again, is rocking a nice big Pride of the Dragon sticker on the side of that beautiful Ferrari 458 GT4. Pride at the Dragon. I think I have time to talk about this. Pride of the Dragon is an event that I put on annually up at the famous Tail of the Dragon in North Carolina. It is an event for queer car enthusiasts and our allies. Go up there for several days, kind of like a vacation. We're just up in the mountains at a resort, and we're driving amazing roads. People bring brilliant cars. It's a lot of fun, you know, fire pits, dinners. Like I said, great driving. Half the fun is trading cars with people and seeing how people's cars feel up on the mountain. It's great. If you are interested or know someone who might be interested, check us out at prideatthedragon.com. We're also Pride at the Dragon on Instagram and on Facebook. Thanks again, Scotty, for rocking the sticker real big and representing. I appreciate it. All right. Back to racing. Ooh, Ozzy on Black Friday. So he is caught up to the back of that car. Mazda's gotten back ahead of Joey Cannoli. Still got a long way to go. We did watch Mazda have a bad spin last week. Turn 1, lap 1. Literally the very first thing that even could have happened to him last week did happen. He got spun, ended up very last. Ooh, Black Friday is going really wide in the last turn there. He's able to hold on to it there. That was very close. He keeps his position. But now Ozzy's definitely all over the back of him, and I wonder if dirty tires are going to affect him on braking here. They do. He goes wide again in turn 1, and Ozzy looking for a way to cut back on him. He does get the cut back, and he's going to be able to get ahead of him. He is. Absolutely gets ahead of him, and looks like Mazda's looking to get in there too and put in a nose. He's got one in. Can he keep it? They're going side by side through the S's here. Mazda knows if he keeps up with him, he'll have the inside for the best corner in the world. So lots of back and forth with them, and Mazda hangs on to him just barely. He does have a fender up alongside the back fender of Black Friday's car, and I think he's going to go ahead and try to make this move work. Black Friday with the over-under brilliantly done. He defends that fantastically, perfectly, keeps the position. I don't even know which point to replay at this point. Set a marker, but a lot of great stuff just happened in a very short amount of time. We'll replay this last pass, and you know, if you want to rewatch everything else that just happened, you're gonna have to rewatch it on YouTube. I can only save one replay at a time. We've got some ideas on how to fix that, though, how to change that outside of PlayStation. But yeah, Black Friday holding on to that position with Mazda trying desperately to take it away from him. Ozzy, meanwhile, is hoping that this battling continues behind him so that he doesn't have to deal with Black Friday and or Mazda again. Joey Cannoli, you can see that gray Volkswagen just in the background, hasn't been able to keep up even with this fighting. Ooh, Ozzy with a mistake in turn 1. Black Friday got a lot closer to him there than he probably wanted. He's looking to break the toe on him here as they all go through the S's. And now it's to see if Black Friday is going to be able to get close enough in the slipstream to make a move. I don't think he is. They're getting very close to the braking zone here. You see this road just gets really steep there. Black Friday gets very close in braking, but yeah, doesn't even try to come up the inside, and they all come through in the same order. Ooh, I love racing at this track. I love Lago Maggiore. Again, specifically the long layout and or this layout. Just fun times. Want to check and make sure we don't have any other good battles going right now. We do have, this three-way battle for 5th place with Scotty, Broccolilli, and sorry, what am I saying? Scotty, Colin, and Tattoo Freak. And then beyond that, it's just this Black Friday Mazda Ozzy situation here. So we're going to have to keep going back and forth between the two of them. Scotty entering turn 1 here with Colin hot on his tail, and Tattoo even hotter on Colin's tail. He's trying to disrupt Colin's line here, just looking for a way to get him around, maybe make him make a mistake. We're going to check on our other battle here. Ozzy still leads. That hasn't changed. Both battles 3 cars wide, one with a Ferrari, a BMW, and a Renault. And the next battle is 3 Toyotas. What am I saying? All 3 of these drivers are in the 86. So a 3-way Toyota battle. Here's the Toyota Cup for 8th place. Scotty is starting to run away a little bit from Tattoo and Colin, but that's because Tattoo just made a pass on Colin. Let's see if we can't find out what happened there. Yep, down, entering, braking for the best corner in the world. Tattoo actually just dives right on in. Colin has to get out of the way to make sure he doesn't hit him. Tattoo with a great move there. I don't even know that he was expecting to make that move. I think he just kind of outbraked himself, but it worked out. Nice job there by Tattoo Freak. Now he is coming up on Scotty pretty quickly here, actually. It's already up there. Is he going to do something into turn 1? I don't think he's close enough. Oh, but he's sticking to the back of that Ferrari. Now, Ozzy, what's Ozzy got going on? Mazda has gotten past Black Friday. Black Friday's just behind him. Doesn't look like that pass was too tough on him. Has it happened already? It's already happened, so I'm not going to be able to see how that pass was made, when it was made. Meanwhile, here's Tattoo and Scotty coming up in the same corner we just saw Tattoo make a move in. This time he's going to opt out of diving to the inside there and just stays with Scotty a little bit longer as they go up the hill past the best corner in the world. We got to give these corners names, though. We got to give these corners actual names. Black Friday is all over the back of Mazda. Joey Cannoli has been unable to catch up to this group. In fact, he's falling further and further behind. He's now 2.8 seconds behind Black Friday. And I wonder if we're not starting to see some issues with tire wear from these front-wheel drive cars here. Ooh, Black Friday and Mazda still going at it. Black Friday just made a pass on Mazda here before entering the double right. Let's see if Mazda tries to come back on him in the next couple of corners. If not, we're going to replay that. And I'm going to get rid of the banner so you all can see what's going on with tires as we've hit the 55-minute mark in the race. I don't think Mazda's going to do anything. Doesn't seem close enough. Here is Black Friday all over the back of Mazda up the S's. Must have got a great run. Not up the S's, sorry. Past the best corner in the world. Yeah, got a great run up the hill and is able to just slide right on into the inside, into the double right. So, fantastic move by Black Friday to make that happen. Let's let you all see what the situation is with people's tires. Slappus is way up front. 10 seconds on the next car behind in those racing softs. As you can see, the fronts are very worn out, and he's got a few more minutes on them before he can pit. But obviously, he's making them work. Probably got a lot of practice with this car and knows how to handle that understeer. Yeah, look at takes the last turn perfectly. And if you're going to understeer anywhere, it's going to be at that turn. It's a long sweeper. It's downhill. It's easy to end up way wide in that, as we saw happen to Mazda a couple times and a couple of other people. Chevy is also on the softs. You can see much more even tire wear on that McLaren. It is mid-engine and rear-wheel drive, though the fronts are still a bit more worn than the rears. Probably should have thrown that brake balance to the back a little bit. Nux is actually on the medium tires, so Nux cut through the entire field on the medium. He's now challenging for second place on the mediums versus the car that's on the soft. So Nux showcasing again brilliant pace, and he has yet to get on the fastest tire. I have no questions, no doubt that once he pits and gets on the softs, he's going to just blast past Chevy and Slappus. Kind of is what it is. He goes fastest in that sector again. He seems to be consistently getting purples in that sector. Broccoli, meanwhile, is on the mediums in the Megane Trophy, and he's just kind of been chilling, been quiet. He was in the top 3, but of course you saw the first 2 are on softs, and he's on the mediums, so didn't have it in him to compete, but doing very well in 4th place with a good gap to Scotty in 5th. So he's going to come out on the soft tire after the pits and be just fine. Scotty, meanwhile, still holding off Tattoo Freak. He's on the mediums in the Ferrari. Look at that. Very even tire wear. Another mid-engine car out here. The GR4 Ferrari, though, like I said, very well-behaved car. Tattoo Freak is all over the back of him, though, in that Megane Trophy. And he looks inside for the last corner. Is he going to be able to keep enough momentum to take it? Scotty gives him a very wide berth. Scotty taking a very fast line through that corner. And yes, gets enough momentum to get around Tattooed for turn 1. So Tattoo looking to be aggressive here. It actually brings Colin and G-Bub into play, though. So I almost don't want to leave this battle to look at tires. Tattooed is on the mediums, as is Colin. You can see Colin with a bit more tire wear than Tattooed. That makes sense. That car is a bit heavier and front engine, actually. So all that weight is on those front tires. G-Bub is also in the Megane, and now he's up to the back of this pack. He's been on the softs this whole time, so he has stayed in 8th place, stayed in the top 10, but those softs are probably what helped him cut through the field as far as he has gotten, but he hasn't been able to get anywhere close to the top 5 that I've seen. Wow, Apex and Scotty going at it towards the top of the hill here, and Colin also trying to get involved. Apex gets a nice inside line on Scotty, but was that a touch or was that just how the camera looked? Ooh, it's dicey. Apex gets past. G-Bub gets past. Colin now looking to get past. Scotty just loses a bunch of positions there, and I do think there might have been a bit of a hip check there. Scotty is defending for his life against Colin now. He doesn't want to lose yet another position. He's already fallen from 5th down to 7th place. Let's see if we can catch that again. We'll watch it from Colin's bumper, actually. Hopefully we can get the best view. Here's Tattooed with that dive up the inside of the best turn in the world, and looks like Scotty just went a little bit wide and ended up in the kitty litter on the outside, which definitely slows your progress trying to get up the hill. He is trying very hard to keep up with G-Bub, and yes, he does get a little bit of a touch, ends up in the wall there. It's hard to go side by side in that corner. And I'm sorry, not G-Bub, but Apex Tattooed Freak. Looks like he just touched him and sent Scotty wide. So that might be something that gets reviewed by the stewards here at the end of the race. Racing incident, of course. I don't think that Tattooed Freak did it on purpose, but it certainly affected Scotty's race. He's lost 2 positions here at the end of the stint. Tattooed is going to go ahead and take 5th place and run away from the pack here. I kind of forgot about this fight between Ozzy, Mazda, and Black Friday. It's still happening, and it's still exactly the same 386s going at it, probably trading positions a bit, though I haven't seen Ozzy end up behind Mazda every time that I've looked. That doesn't mean I didn't miss anything, but these 3 drivers, all 3 are on the medium tire, so all very evenly matched, same car, same tire. The fuel situation's a bit different though. Ozzy has about an 1/8 tank left, a little more than an 1/8 tank. Black Friday's already looking at the red, probably just going to take one more lap as he goes inside of Mazda for turn 1. Looks like he's going to make that pass before turn 1, in fact, so just gets better momentum out of the last corner. Mazda, meanwhile, on racing mediums that look pretty good. He's got the most fuel in that car, and here he is squeezing inside of Black Friday in turn 2. They've touched a little bit. You saw Black Friday twitch for a second there, but Mazda with a pass on Black Friday to get that position right back. So here they were into turn 1 after Black Friday made that pass, and then Mazda just gets his nose in there as Black Friday kind of misses the apex, maybe tries a late apex, but Mazda, you know, a racing car driver. You're not a race driver if you don't go for the gap, right? Or whatever the quote was. So Mazda takes that position. Behind them, Joey Cannoli has been on the mediums in that Volkswagen, and you can see Very uneven tire wear on that car. Pretty much no tire wear on the back, or virtually no tire wear. But the fronts, while they're not done, they're not perfect either. But he's on the mediums. He will be going on the faster tires soon. By the way, our leader, Slappus, is into the pits with 20% fuel in that car. Loudy is down in 13th place. So he just has not made it far up after falling off at the the race here. Sephiroth down in the 14th. Something happened. He was battling close to the front earlier. Not close to the front, but closer to the mid-pack earlier. But he is not looking good out here in 12th place. A lot of people have pitted now. Loudy, 9% fuel left in the car. Colin has been fuel saving pretty much his whole race, and people slipstream. So he's got 22% fuel. That should give him a shorter pit stop. I'm interested to see where he comes out in comparison to all the other cars he was around, like Broccolilli and G-Bub, I believe, was right behind him for a little bit there. Ooh. Speaking of which, Scotty and Tattoo Freak still going at it. Scotty has gotten back up ahead of Tattoo Freak, gets a better run this time out of the best corner in the world, but Tattoo Freak holding on to him side by side. Hopefully gives him more room this time around. Yep, not so much of a hip check this time. Now, Scotty, is he looking to try to make a move here? I don't know that he has one available. Tattoo Freak might just be pitting anyway. Scotty doesn't have to. He's still got plenty of fuel in that Ferrari. So let's see if this battle continues on, or if a Tattoo Freak decides to pit. I would pit just to stop being in this fight. Yep, he's going to go ahead and pit. Who is that with 46% fuel? It's Slappus. He's back in the pits. I think he forgot to fuel up, or maybe he underfueled, because he's back in the pits again. Wow, that's gonna hurt. He had a big lead start of the race on the softs and got a big jump, but he's had to double pit here, and yes, to take more fuel. So Slappus out of the pits, comes out in 10th place. Yeah, he's not looking good there. Sephiroth in the pits, 2% fuel, and Tattooed had 7%. Comes out on the softs now, I believe. Yep, with a full tank to finish out the race. Sephiroth still fueling. Are those tires already on? Yep, new tires are already on. Got it. And Colin comes out just behind him in 15th place here. Of course, we still have some people up front who owe pit stops, so that's not his real position. That's just his track position right now. In fact, Nux, our race leader, still has not pitted, and he's got a lot of gas left, so he really doesn't have to for a while. His tires look fantastic, and he's probably going to take this opportunity to just run with no traffic and get some absolute fast blazing laps out before he gets into the pits, and I don't blame him. Broccolilli also owes a pit stop. Will probably pit next lap, just looking at his fuel situation. Scotty has not yet entered. Chevy and G-Bub are now in. Chevy with not much fuel. Black Friday with even less fuel. Ozzy, those three not able to save that well. G-Bub, meanwhile, was in the same car, saved a good amount of fuel in the Magan, which is not easy to do, as it doesn't make much power. You do pretty much end up wringing it out for the most part. In fact, if you recall, Tattoo in the same car came out with 7% fuel versus G-Bub's 14% here. Was it 14? I don't know. You guys remind me. I don't know. I don't remember. Sorry, I didn't even realize I've had this race grid up for a very long time for no reason. My apologies. I didn't look at that part of the feed. Nux. Ooh. I don't think it's coming in. Yeah, no, he's going all around the outside of the last turn. So staying out. Like I said, just going to put some fast laps together. In fact, let's go on board with Nux. We have not done an onboard lap of this track yet. Here's turn 1, followed by turn 2, which is actually a pretty tough turn. It takes a lot of patience to get through here. And here's where this layout deviates from the original. You make a right turn here instead of a left. It's a much shortened version of the track. It cuts a few corners and comes right through the S's into this uphill run towards the best corner in the world. It's uphill for a little while, and then you crest it, and then this nice steep run down towards the braking zone. You see the car speed up there. Now Nux hard on the brakes, going to hug that apex, be patient coming out of the corner, and that is probably a textbook perfect way to take the best corner in the world. Flat out through that uphill left-hander there, flat through this right-hander, so long as you take the right line. Probably fine in GT4s, quite frankly, even with the wrong line. And now into this double right-hander is a fantastic passing opportunity. See a lot of passes happen here, but if you can keep it together, if you're being passed here, if you can keep it together around the outside, you'll have the inside for this corner and the next one, which is the final corner of the lap. Downhill braking zone and a long left-handed sweeper, and Nux is going to come in and pit. Probably could have gone another lap even, but he's opting to just end it here. So Nux is in, Broccolilli is in second place, and he is in, oh my gosh, sorry, I couldn't change my camera angle while they were entering. Mazda is in third, but he's got a pit as well. So is anybody close enough to pass Nux and who doesn't have to pit and take first place? I don't think so. Slappis would be the closest. Here comes Slappis in the last corner here. He's on the mediums though. Nux is still in the pits. He's coming out right now. He comes out ahead of Slappis. He's way up there. That's that little speck you can see in turn one. So Slappis is not going to have a chance to get back in the first place here. Again, just a huge mistake in the pits after he'd spent so much time building a big lead to everyone on the softs. He had to double pit to fuel up, and he's now in second place behind Nux, but he's going to have Broccolilli coming up behind him soon, who's on the softs, as maybe Chevy. Chevy's on the mediums, but certainly once Broccolilli passes Slappis, Chevy's going to try to be next in line, though Slappis showed that he's got better pace than Chevy, so he might be able to hold on and stay ahead of him. Jiba, meanwhile, has come out in 5th place after the pit stops, so he comes out pretty well, makes out pretty well. Of course, he is on the medium, so he's on the slower tire. I expect him to probably fall out of the top 5. Scotty is behind on the softs. We've seen Scotty showing really good pace, even as he battle with Tattoo Freak, who is behind him, 1.7 seconds behind him. Both drivers on the soft tire after the pit stop. I wonder if Tattoo's going to catch up, and if we're going to see some more intense side-by-side stuff between them. Ozzy has pulled out of the pits in 8th place with a very good gap to Black Friday. Loudy is right up on Black Friday. Black Friday is on the softs, by the way, as is Ozzy, and I think Loudy as well. Yep, Loudy was on those mediums, so now he's on the softs, and he's got to be looking to try to make something happen out of this stint. Of course, last stint, he fell very, very far down the order. Rather, didn't fall down the order. He never really got out of the back of the order. He ended up crashing. That's Black Friday taking what must have been a penalty that we just couldn't see. So now Loudy and Mazda both take the position on him. I was going to ask where Mazda is. He's not too far back from Loudy. So Mazda and Loudy in 9th and 10th, both on racing soft. So both these drivers are quick, and if they can work together, they might be able to make it into the top 5. They got a lot of cars on mediums ahead of them. However, Mazda can't get rid of the Black Friday problem he has, or vice versa. Really, these two have been nipping at each other's heels for at least the last half hour of the race, maybe a bit more. Of course, I wasn't really looking at the clock, but if these two get to fighting, it's going to be hard for them to make it up into the top 5. So maybe Mazda and Black Friday could call a truce for a moment, try to make it up the order. Sephiroth is in the 86 as well behind them. Colin all the way down in 13th place on the softs though, so gonna try to make up positions, of course, but he's falling down to 13th. Joey is in 14th. We saw Joey was falling off towards the end of the last stint. He's gotten on the softs now, so he's gonna pick up a lot more speed in that Volkswagen again, and hopefully they don't fall too far off. I just think that, you know, if I were in one of the front wheel drive cars, I would have my brake bias all the way to the back, just trying to save those fronts as much as I can, making sure to use that slow in, fast out method. I mean, these things just eat the front tires. Igorski is in the back end of the track in that RWB Corvette, HBR Corvette rather. Sorry, I thought he was going to be rocking an RWB livery, but he's been sitting in last pretty much the whole race. In fact, Nux isn't too far from him. That's Nux one corner back, so Nux very close to lapping Igorski here as he takes a fastest time in that sector. He just went fastest overall last lap with a 1:27.6, so Nux now on the softs, and he's just going to run away with it again. The next closest competitor to him is 10 seconds back, and he's on the slower tire. That is Slappis on the mediums. Now Slappis does have pace, but you know, that doesn't always mean something. Now, we did watch Nux come from the very back of the pack to the front on those mediums, so maybe Slappis can make something happen here. Broccolilli is stalking him behind, though. It's 1.7 seconds, that gap. So we'll keep an eye on Broccolilli as he tries to chase Slappis down for second place. And Chevy hoping to maybe also make a chase to get into a podium. Now, they do have a good gap to the cars on softs behind them, but it's not huge. It's only 5 seconds to Scotty. And it's a medium car and a soft car behind him. So Tattoo Freak looking to get around G-Bub here. It should be fairly easy. He should, in fact, be able to outbrake him into the best corner in the world. We'll see how that works out here. We know that Tattoo likes to dive in there. He actually bump drafts G-Bub a bit and stays behind him in the braking. He opts not to look for a position here. Maybe he doesn't know that G-Bub is on the mediums. If he didn't know before, he probably knows now, because that looks very close in the braking zone. You can see G-Bub struggling to keep speed in some of these full speed corners, and that makes sense. He's got a little less grip, so Tattoo's going to want to make that move sooner than later, or else Scotty's going to run away from him. Well, Mazda all over Loudy now, so he's caught up. Black Friday lurking just behind, but Mazda looking very, very racy behind Loudy. Now, they're both on soft, so it's not like he's got some huge advantage over Loudy. He's going to have to earn this pass, I think. And he's literally just bumpers welded together as they come to turn one, and Mazda just breaks a little bit early to let off and not hit his fellow racer. Again, just fantastic racecraft all around by everyone in this series. We've seen a couple of moments, nothing too egregious, of course. That's Joey. And here's Zagorski. He's getting blue flags. That's because the car behind him is Nux. He is the leader of the race. So Joey, as he races, will be seeing that blue flag give way to faster cars. And as he passes all of the marshalling centers posts, the flaggers will be waving blue flags like you see right there. I think we got one coming up here. Yep, another blue flag. The digital flag also telling him, be careful. And what that means, if you're not familiar with racing or racing rules and terms, a blue flag means that there's a car that's faster than you coming up behind you, and that car is like a lap ahead of you. So you're not battling that car. If they pass you, you're not going to lose a position. And in fact, you shouldn't battle them. If you don't give way in a safe manner, then you can be penalized. However, that doesn't mean that you go out of your way to let them pass. It is still up to the faster car, Nux in this case. It's still up to them to make the pass safely. And you see Igorski opting to dive to the outside of the next turn there after the best corner in the world to give Nux way. And that's exactly how that works. So Igorski moves out of the way for Nux, and Nux had to just stay patient until it happened. Now, if Zagorski had been in a battle or something, he would not have had to literally move out of the way for Nux. Nux would have had to find a way to get out of there, because it wouldn't be fair to ask Zagorski to mess up his battling to let this car through. And that's kind of the beauty of endurance racing, especially multi-class endurance racing. This is all the same class, so we won't see a lot of lapping going on. But in races where you have 2 or more distinct classes of cars at different speeds, you see a lot of traffic. You see a lot of blue flag passes, and that's all part of the strategy as well, right? You could build up a lead and be doing great, but then you run across some traffic that you can't get past for 3 corners, and next thing you know, the guy that was behind you is right back on your bumper. But the next lap, it might happen to them. You might get around some traffic and run away while they get stuck behind it. So it's kind of a big give and take when you are watching multi-class racing. Ooh, G-Bub with a bit too much curb in turn 1, almost loses it, but he's able to hang on to it. It is the Megane, handles great, and even when you lose it, it tends to come back fairly easily for you. Gets a bump draft into the braking zone by Ozzy there, and I think he just ate too much of the curb. Yeah, it gets in the grass a little bit, oversteers coming out of it, but then looks perfect for turn 2. So, I mean, what can you say? G-Bub's a pro. He does get passed by Ozzy, though. It's only a matter of time. Ozzy's on the softs versus G-Bub on those mediums. Loudy, meanwhile, is getting handled by Black Friday. Mazda not really in the picture, so something must have happened to Mazda here. Must have happened to both Mazda and Loudy, because Black Friday has come from behind to pass both of them. And just over-aggression happening, I think, unfortunately. I think that's what's been keeping Mazda out of the top 10 of this race, really. He did reach it briefly at the very start of the race. Mazda had a fantastic first 5 or 6 laps, I believe, and then he fell far down the order and is not returned, and going wide in turn 1 is one of those reasons why. Black Friday does the same thing, though, and almost gets run into by Loudy Darkness, who does make the pass here. Let's see if we can go back and see how all of that unfolded. We'll watch from behind Mazda here. First, you see Black Friday goes very wide at the end of the turn. Mazda follows him. Black Friday desperate to get back on track without hitting the wall. Kind of fishtails on the way back on. Almost catches Loudy Darkness, but Loudy able to get around him easily. So drama for these 3. Oh, and more drama. Here comes Mazda to make a pass on Black Friday into the best corner in the world. Ooh, and they're touching. Mazda did get out in the kitty litter a little bit, which would have slowed him down. Black Friday alongside him. Both of these drivers just refusing to give an inch. I love it. I love a good battle. Don't think for a second that I'm not enjoying all of this here. Let's see if we can't go back and watch that. We are going to watch from inside Mazda's car. This is him going through the S's. He's got a good run up the S's. He's squarely in Black Friday slipstream. So really, obviously, it's his move to make if he wants to. He does want to. He pulls out to the inside. Stops hard. Doesn't manage to really park it on the apex very well. And Black Friday nearly gets the over-under on him, which is what allowed him to even get alongside and start touching. But Mazda just barely able to hang on to it there. I love that corner. Again, it's just another corner with great passing opportunities, just like the double right before it, just like the last corner of the race. Passes in the final corner can be hard. If both of you take the right line, it can be difficult, but they can happen. But these 3 are really still going at it, because it's not like Loudy's running away. Here's Mazda on Loudy now to try to make the same move that he did on Black Friday, and this time he apexes it late to get a better exit, and that works. He gets ahead of Loudy with a good gap to him. Black Friday almost gets Loudy himself, but he has to concede and let Loudy keep 10th place. Here is that pass again. Watch Mazda here. Rather than diving into the apex, he waits, hits it late, which gives him better trajectory through the corner, especially since he had another driver that he was trying to get the position over. Well done by Mazda there to make that pass. Now, can he keep it? I don't know. Black Friday is ahead of Loudy now. See if we can't see how that happened. We cannot. So we'll go back to the live race. Man, what else is going on? Is there drama elsewhere? Because, Scotty has found Chevy. Makes sense. Chevy's on the mediums. Scotty's on the softs. Tattoo has made his way past Hypnotic, made his way past Aussie, and is looking to catch Scotty. But Scotty, if I'm Scotty, I desperately want to put a car between myself and Tattooed. So I'd be looking to get Chevy sooner than later. Again, Chevy's on those mediums, so he can be caught. But can he be caught before Tattoo catches Scotty? We don't know. Here's Slappas on Broccolilly. So this is crazy. Broccolilly came out on the softs. Has already lost 14 seconds to Nux, by the way. But he came out on the softs and is being challenged by Slappas here. Now, I don't know if he just had a really bad lap or something. I do see a 28.4 or a couple of 28s. Yeah, and he should be doing low 28s. Couple of mid 28s. He's dropped into 27. This last lap also a mid 28, so he's gonna want to step it up, because I mean Slappas is doing 28s on the mediums. Ooh, and here comes Scotty on Chevy for a turn 1 pass. He should be able to easily make that happen. He's got the better tire, and he does. So now he successfully put Chevy between himself and Tattoo Freak. That might give him a chance to put even more of a gap on Tattoo if it takes Tattoo a while to pass Chevy. Let's see how that pass was set up here. He's pretty far away from him, even in the last corner, but he just carries more speed through it. Just got more grip on those tires, carries a more inside line, and he comes out right underneath Chevy's wing. Wow. So, a fantastic line through the last corner to set up the pass through turn 1 by Scotty. Well done. So, Scotty up into 4th place here. And Tattoo is going to look to try to make a move on Chevy as soon as possible. Let's check on Slappas and Broccolilly. Broccolilly, a little bit of breathing room, not a lot. But he's trying to keep that 2nd place. And maybe he could just hold out until Slappas' tires give up. I don't know. Well, Tattoo past Chevy. Must have been easy. Can we see where it happened? Into the double right. That's kind of what I thought. Yeah, just dives into the inside on the double right. Easily gets past Chevy there. So Scotty, unfortunately, did not get much time to run away from Tattoo. We did see Tattoo fighting with him at the end of the last stint, and honestly, he's a little bit aggressive. I haven't seen him do anything, egregious. I haven't seen him literally knock anyone out of the way. I mean, he did have, well, that's not true. He did have the hip check with Scotty. I don't think that was on purpose, but he definitely doesn't seem like he takes it very easy on competitors when trying to pass them. Mazda is an 8th, but you know what I don't see around him? A Loudy. Loudy is an 11th. Black Friday and G-Bub both ahead of him now, so Loudy's lost several positions here. Colin still down in 12th place. Sephiroth still in 13th. So these cars in the back just not really making a ton of progress on everyone. Colin has 8.5 seconds to Loudy, who's also on the soft, so a lot of time to make up here. Sephiroth 1.2 seconds from Colin, but again, just time that needs to be made up. Joey is a humongous 36.7 seconds behind Sephiroth. I don't think he's going to catch them in that Volkswagen, though. He is from time to time dipping into the 27s, but those tires are starting to wear down already. Agorski still sitting in the back in the Corvette, swing 28s, 29s, just doesn't have the pace to keep up with the race tonight. Nux just threw down another fastest lap with a 127.3, but he had a couple bad laps. The lap before the 127, lap 42, is a 129.2. Not that it mattered. He's got 15.2 seconds buffer, but it used to be 17 seconds apparently. Did a 28 flat the last lap, so a little bit slow in that one too, though he may be opting to slow down to save fuel. We got 23 minutes left in the race. And he's already down to half a tank of fuel, and I think he pitted very close to the end of the last stint, so if he's at half a tank before we've reached the halfway mark of his stint, he's definitely going to want to start saving. Who's that ahead of him? That is not Agorski. We're going the wrong way. Who is that? That would be Joey. That makes sense because he's already passed Agorski. So that's Joey, who he's coming to lap very soon here. Tattoo is very close to Scotty, and side by side are Ozzy and Chevy, though. Here's Ozzy, went ahead and made the pass ahead of turn 1. He's on the soft, so he should have better braking into this turn than Chevy. So Chevy steadily heading down the order from second place, where he spent most of the last stint on those softs, and now he's down into 7th place here. Let's see, can we predict? Maybe not, because Chevy started pretty high up in the order. He started in 3rd and wasn't able to run away enough to not lose too many positions. Like I said, he's already down in 7th place, and we still have 20 minutes of racing left to go. He's got more drivers on softs behind him. Here's Mazda. He's finally broken back into the top 10, by the way. Behind him, Black Friday and Loudy are side by side through the best corner in the world. You got G-Bub just behind them, looking for an opportunity while these two continue to battle it out. Mazda seems like he's finally free of this. He's 3.5 seconds up the road. It only took him most of the race to get past this pack, so he's got a lot of catching up to do. He's only 1.5 seconds from Chevy, though, so he might be able to get top 7. And Ozzy's not too much further up the road, so Mazda with some more time here. But here's Black Friday, G-Bub, Loudy going at it towards the last turn. Is anything gonna happen in turn 1? I just feel like something's gonna happen in turn 1. I just can't imagine it not. Well, no one made a dive. See if we can't catch some of their previous battling before they head into the best corner in the world, because I'm pretty sure something's going to go down there. I'd be surprised if it didn't. Yeah, all 3 drivers. Sometimes you're getting overlap between the 3 of them. That's them in the last turn. And now they head up through the S's. Best corner in the world coming up. Loudy tries to fool Black Friday there and manages to do it, manages to get inside on him. Black Friday tries the over-under, but Loudy has parked it on the apex, and that's not going to happen. So Loudy with the position successfully taken, and Black Friday has no choice but to try to chase or defend from G-Bub here, who has gotten inside of him for this double right-hand corner. He's done a fantastic job holding that position. You saw him refuse to get pushed aside there, and now he's also got a position on Black Friday. However, G-Bub is on those mediums, so you know, brave move, but is it going to stick? I don't think so. Again, Black Friday is just gonna have an advantage on him in the braking zone here. We'll see if he makes a move. Ooh, Chevy is off track just ahead. I'm gonna stay with these two. Nope, Black Friday doesn't make a move, but I think I just saw Chevy go off the track. Let's go back and see if that's what happened. Came out of the last turn. There's Mazda all over him already, like I said. And Chevy brakes. I think he got a little bit of a tap from Mazda there. He doesn't go fully off track. That's good. He was just ended up a little bit sideways, but he did end up going wide and losing the position to Mazda. So Mazda up in the 7th now. Here's Black Friday looking to make a move on G-Bub. Makes it happen. Wasn't the cleanest move. I wouldn't call it dirty. I feel like it was just a little touch. G-Bub thinks about defending and doesn't. Probably should have. Black Friday alongside him for the braking. G-Bub, I think, conceded the corner. I think he just opted not to contest it further than that. So now Black Friday is back all over the back of Loudy. Loudy's making these passes, but he's not able to run away. Even as Black Friday gets caught in battles of his own and gets stuck behind a car on mediums, Loudy can't fully get away from him. Mazda has gotten past Chevy, so he's in 7th place beyond that battle, and now he's looking to catch Ozzy. I think he's got pace to keep up with Ozzy, if not outright catch him. We'll see. Tattooed Freak still hasn't been able to catch up to Scotty, so Scotty doing a great job of keeping him behind. They're 9 seconds behind Slappus, who has lost, not fully lost, but he is 1.6 behind Broccolilli now. He's got a ride on his bumper, but Broccolilli is coming up on traffic. That's a Gorski just ahead that you see. That's a Gorski's Corvette. So if Broccolilli isn't able to get past him quickly, again, it's up to him to pass Igorski safely and not hit Igorski off track or anything like that. If he can't get past him quickly, then that might give Slappus a chance to catch up to him a little bit, because he's definitely getting lost in the distance here, as you can see. So here's Broccolilli. There's Igorski. Is Igorski going to break early and let him through? Not sure. See the might of that Corvette, even though Igorski got a bad last corner, worse last corner than Broccolilli for sure. He ends up holding on to that position until the very first turn, where he goes wide and eventually loses it. So fairly easy pass there for Broccolilli. All he had to do was stay on the line because Igorski went wide. Scotty defending against Tattoo Freak. We'll come back to this in a second. I just want to see what's going on everywhere else. Chevy, Loudy, G-Bub, Friday all the way back behind G-Bub. So something went down. Something went down so violently that Black Friday's got his windshield wipers on, which I don't think he had on before. So he must have pressed, whatever happened made him press a button. And now he's got the wipers going. Joey getting that blue flag for, I believe, Broccolilli. I think Nux has already made that pass, but Broccolilli is just behind him. Maybe I lied. Is it Slappus coming up on him? I don't know. You know what? Let's focus on Tattoo and Scotty. Let's not get caught up on him. Now, Scotty hasn't been able to run away from Tattoo, but he hasn't made it easy for Tattoo to pass either. We saw last stint towards the end, Tattoo was making moves on Scotty, but Scotty was doing a pretty good job of keeping up with them, even took the position back when Apex made a pass, or Tattoo made a pass, rather. So this battle isn't one and done. I mean, we see that Tattoo is all over Scotty's bumper for sure. But like I said, I think they're pretty evenly matched, or at least Scotty's a pretty fierce competitor because he's not letting it happen easily. Heading down into Tattoo's favorite corner to make a pass. I think he's too far. Yeah, he's not close enough to make a dive. In fact, he's lost nearly a second to Scotty. I wonder, maybe he had a bad run through the S's. Just lost a lot of time to Scotty up that hill and towards the corner. Nothing terrible. He's still within a second of him, but I wasn't expecting that at all. Uh-oh. Black Friday with a message to G-Bub, G-Bub question mark, and he is 4 seconds past behind G-Bub now, so something happened to him. I've already missed it. I've already missed whatever that was. He's in the pause menu on this replay typing his message, but definitely something to review there. Unfortunately, like I said, we missed it. Here's Joey. Blue flags, getting blue flags for Nux, actually. It's our leader. I thought Nux had already passed him. I was wrong. But what happened between Black Friday and G-Bub? Black Friday's been in a lot of battles, and not without contact, of course. There's been a little bit of contact, a little bit of touching, but nothing race ruining so far, up until this point, rather, up until whatever happened between him and G-Bub. And I wonder, there's no damage on either car, so it wasn't a hard hit, whatever it was. But it was enough to throw Black Friday way off his line. And he is, like I said, 4 seconds behind G-Bub now, who's hanging on to 10th place on those racing mediums. Chevy has fallen down to 9th place as both Laudy and Mazda, of course, earlier made their passes, but now Laudy has gotten past them. Laudy is no longer in a battle. He was mostly fighting with Black Friday. Occasionally G-Bub would make his way into it, but now Laudy getting to race alone and run away from Chevy. I don't know that he's going to catch Mazda. Mazda has spent this entire time that Laudy was battling just running away, really. Didn't have anyone to have to contend with except for this pass on Chevy, who's on the mediums anyway. So Mazda 6 seconds up the road, only 12 minutes left in racing. So Mazda up into 7th place here. Aussie hanging on to 6th. He's 2 seconds back from Mazda. That's not a lot of time to overcome in 12 minutes, so we'll be keeping an eye on it to see if Mazda catches up. In fact, it looks like he's already starting to. Little mistake there, headed into the S's though, so the gap going back up for a second. Mazda was 1.6 seconds away from him. Tattoo behind Scotty. Fantastic corner there. He gets that much closer. You saw him clip that apex just perfectly. I do think a late apex in that corner is fastest. It's a very interesting corner. There are a couple of fast lines through there, but it's just a really great piece of track architecture, and I wish it existed in real life. Now, Apex really is all over the back of Scotty. Has not found his way past yet, though. He's basically been behind Scotty for most of this stint. He came out a couple of seconds behind him after the pit stops, and but has stayed with him pretty much for the entire stint. Now, I'll change my camera. Fine, whatever. Now, I'm not going to talk about fuel just yet. We still have 10 minutes left in the race. I will say that I don't think anyone is in fuel trouble. So this might be the first race of the season so far where I can say that there's a couple where it might be questionable. Someone's got a lot of damage. Not a lot. It's Igorski. He's got rear damage and right rear damage on his Corvette now. Not sure what happened there, but he's about to get passed by Scotty and Apex. Now, this is the first time that we're seeing lap traffic be in the way of an actual battle. So here comes Scotty and Tattooed Free, like I said, and just ahead of Scotty, that's Igorski right there. Probably going to catch him in a few corners, maybe even by turn 1. Now, Igorski, he is one of the organizers of this series, one of the creators actually. He and Venom, they're great racers, great racing fans, so he's probably noticing that this is a battle behind him that he doesn't want to get in the way. So he's probably going to handle this blue flag very, very well. But let's just see. I mean, Slappus is probably hoping to put Igorski between himself and Tattoo for a bit here. And if he can play this just right, he might be able to make that happen. Some people are really good in traffic and know how to use other cars as a defense mechanism. Here he goes inside, up the inside on Igorski. Tattooed is going to follow right away. Igorski Where's Zagorski? Yep, he is behind Tattooed, so he lets both drivers go for them to continue their battle. So Scotty still gonna have to do his own defending here. He can't use Zagorski as a Corvette shield. Too bad. Oh, here comes Tattooed with his signature move. And you see Scotty look for the over-under. He does get a great run, but I don't think it's going to be enough to pass him up the hill, though. He's got good speed. He's alongside him. Is that a touch? Or was that lag? Sometimes it's hard to tell. It feels like that was a touch. We're going to go chase cam. Nope. Chase cam Scotty to see it. Yep, definitely a touch. Throw Scotty off the line just a little bit there. Just enough that Scotty's not able to stay alongside him. Here, so Tattooed with the position there, and I mean that's not an incident that's going to garner any sort of action from the stewards. You know, just kind of a subtle little nudge to throw someone off their line. It's part of racing. Some people might feel like it's dirty or aggressive, but it's not. You know, he didn't throw him into a wall, right? Just it's a touch. Rubbin's racing. So Scotty on the back foot now. He's not too far off, though. He didn't lose a whole bunch of time with the nudge or losing the position. He's 0.8 behind Apex here, behind Tattooed rather. And the Megane is just going to be better in some of these corners. But of course, as soon as he gets up the hill, it loses steam, and the Ferrari gets right back on him. So the give and take here at this track is fantastic. Again, that Megane is great in the first few corners. Turn 1, turn 2, turn 3. It's very quick and can usually run away from folks. But just after turns 1 and 2, you're entering the S's. You're entering an uphill section. And because of the BOP, again, this car does not have a lot of uphill speed. So Scotty is right back on him. He's 0.3 seconds away. We're getting back to the part of the track that favors Tattoo Freak, but if Scotty can take advantage of those parts where the Ferrari has an advantage, he might be able to make something happen. Do we have any other things happening? Mods has gotten a little bit closer to Ozzy, 1.1 seconds away, but it hasn't been as fast a progression as he would like. Ozzy, however, is now looking at Zagorski in front of him, so he's run into lap traffic. That's going to give Mazda a chance to get a little bit closer, while Ozzy has to navigate around getting past Zagorski. Zagorski a bit wide in turn 2 there, and meanwhile, yep, Mazda definitely getting closer and closer, and then he goes wide in turn 1 and loses the advantage. Mazda, I'm trying to help you out here. See right there, it goes wide and has to get back on track here. So Ozzy is going to want to make that pass sooner than later on Zagorski to keep Mazda away. Oh, Zagorski out wide in the best corner in the world. What happened? I think it also happened to Ozzy, because Ozzy now is having to fight against Mazda. A little bit of a touch between those two, and Mazda and Ozzy both go wide into the next corner before the double right-hander. Let's go back and watch all of that. We are on board with Ozzy. Actually, we'll do roof cam. So just ahead, you've got sorry, we're on board with Mazda. You've got Ozzy and Zagorski going at it. I don't know why that happened the way it happened. But yeah, it definitely slowed Ozzy down quite a bit, and he goes a bit wide here on Mazda and throws them both off their line. That's that was very interesting. I want to watch it again from Ozzy's view. So here's Ozzy. He's inside on Zagorski, and for some inexplicable reason, he moves to the outside and bumps into Zagorski. He had the inside of the corner, but just veered out. I don't know what's going on there. That'll probably be reviewed. Of course, Zagorski doesn't have any positions to lose. He's in last place. and lapped. So, you know, it's not like this ruined his race or anything like that. But pretty weird behavior from Ozzy, and then a little bit more aggression as Mazda passed him. Again, I don't know if that was on purpose. I'm not passing any blame on anyone, but that was a pretty interesting sequence of events there. Tattooed is kind of running away from Scotty. I mean, they're still within a second of one another, so I guess I can't really call it running away, but he's been able to build a gap to him, and it looks like he's keeping it. We've got 3.5 minutes left in racing, though, so that's 2 more laps around here at least. Nux is already halfway through this lap, so he'll have a few more laps for sure, probably 3 on his end. He's 22 seconds up the road from Broccolilli. At this point, it's his race to lose. Broccolilli has held on to second place for, I believe, the entire stint. Once he passed Slapis, who was in second place. So Broccolilli with a pretty good race here. And where did Broccolilli start, in fact? I don't remember. Let's bring that up. The grid. Broccolilli started in first place, so held on to it. You know, he's a pretty quick driver. He ended up starting in very first place because he got disconnected last race, so his fastest time was not recorded. Ooh, Broccolilli, some interesting lines there. I think he's going to pick up a penalty for that, possibly, but he's got time to take it. Yeah, only a half-second penalty. He'll be fine. But, yeah, pretty quick driver. Just got disconnected last race. I think he was fighting for 6th or 7th for most of the race that he was able to catch. So starting in the front for Broccolilli, definitely an advantage. Ooh, Scotty has gotten past Tattoo Freak. Why didn't I stay with this battle? I'm the worst. Fire me. We missed the pass Scotty made on Tattoo for 4th place. So now 1 minute 38 seconds remaining. They're already partially through this lap. So we're going to see this lap and 1 more lap between these two. So that's all the chance that Tattoo is going to have to make this happen. Mazda is 4.5 seconds back from them, short of a humongous mistake. He's not going to catch up to these two, so this is probably our hottest battle here. Tattooed is not close enough to make his favorite move here. So Scotty lives through the best corner in the world. I don't think that we have any other battles. This is blue flag. We're not going to worry about that. Yeah, no one else is battling here except these two, Scotty and Tattoo. This battle for 4th place. The podium is all but set in stone. Slapis actually managed to hang on to 3rd place, which is honestly all you can ask when you start on the softs and jump on the mediums at the end of a stint. So well done for Scotty being able to take advantage and build such a gap that he can stay on the podium. Not Scotty, sorry, Slapis. Scotty, 1.1 seconds from Tattoo now. And you know what? I should get rid of the banner so you guys can see what I see. I think Tattoo may be needing to save fuel because he's got to take this extra lap. I think he's going to have to let Scotty run away with this. Scotty also low on fuel, but I think he's got more than enough to finish out the race. Ooh, a little bit of a mistake. Touches the grass there. He's going to lose a couple of tenths to Tattoo. And maybe gives Tattoo hope, but unfortunately, Tattoo is, I think, having to sip fuel a little bit here. Yeah, he's sitting very, very low on fuel. Mazda also not looking great. A lot of people are not looking fantastic on fuel. Black Friday, Colin, Sephiroth, Joey, and Agorski are going to take the checker flag this time around. Let's keep an eye on Scotty and Tattoo Freak. This should be their last lap as well. I think Scotty's got it, though. Tattoo's just a second away, but Scotty just has to navigate these last 3-4 corners correctly. I don't think Tattoo has the fuel to really challenge, and it's too far anyway. He's got over a second and 3 corners left. So Scotty doing a great job of regaining 4th place with not too much racing left to go. He's going to go through this last corner here. There he is. Yep, and he's going to take the checker flag for 4th place behind Slappis, who took 3rd, Broccoli Lily in 2nd, Nux in 1st. Here comes Mazda for 6th place. Ozzy is going to cross for 7th place. Then Loudy just behind him. Loudy getting stuck in battles for a very long time there. G-Bub in 9th. And here comes Chevy behind him in 10th. And of course, we saw Black Friday had already taken the checker flag. So that is the end of round 3 at Lago Maggiore West. Fun race. Lots of changes in position. I mean, so many that we missed most of them, quite frankly. But hey, that was a brilliant race. I think there's going to be quite a few things for the stewards to look at, of course. But other than that, it was a fantastic race. Like I said, most battles culminated in very gentlemanly like passes. So proud of everyone here. Now we're gonna have interviews in a couple of minutes with our 3 podium winners, Nux, Broccoli, and Slappis. So just gonna wait on them in our interview room here, and I'm gonna bring them up shortly. Now, let's see. I should definitely take a look at our calendar, because you want to be here for the next few races. You saw this one. You thought it was fantastic. You loved the commentary. It was the best commentary you ever heard in your life. So you want to come back for more races. This is our calendar for the rest of the season. We just finished round 3, GT4s at Lago Maggiore West. Next week, we'll be in GT3s at Kyoto, Yamagiwa. In fact, we'll be in the Viper GTSR specifically. That's quite an interesting car. I used to love the Viper, but it's gotten very understeery, so it's going to be a struggle for everyone, I think, to save fuel and get the Viper to behave, but, you know, I think it will. I think it'll work out. Anyway, let me try to usher these drivers into this chat channel. We'll be right back. Hi, you guys. Can you hear me okay? Uh-oh. Hello? I can't hear you, and I think it's me, so bear with me. Sometimes when you want to talk to people, it helps to turn your headphones on. Can y'all hear me okay? Hello?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you fine.
Okay, everyone, we are back. We have our podium winners. Do I have all 3 of you? Not all 3. I got Broccoli Lily. I got Slappis. I don't have Nux just yet. Let me send him a quick message and see if he's going to jump in here. But we'll start with you, Slappis, since you finished up in 3rd. Fantastic race from you. You ran away at the very start, obviously, on those soft tires and the long legs of the Volkswagen Scirocco. You had a pretty sizable lead up there, and ended up finishing just in third place, which isn't too bad. Can you tell me, was this? I mean, I'm guessing this was always the plan for you, right? You started towards the front.
Yeah, well, I thought I'd mix it up and start on the softs this time and try and build that gap,
Mm-hmm.
which worked. And then, yeah, unfortunately, the game short filled me in that pit stop. So,
I
yeah, I had
saw
to.
that. That's right. You had to go back in and double pit. What happened? Did you just accidentally hit the button? Because I've done that.
No, I think it was just a glitch. I didn't touch nothing
No
just for that
way.
reason. Yeah. But it hasn't happened in such a long time, and for it to happen then, yeah, it's a bit of a downer, but just went
Yeah,
for it on the meeting.
absolutely. I've actually never seen that happen to someone. So that's crazy. I didn't even know that it was a glitch, but that's unfortunate there. Still, you did a pretty good job holding on to it. I wonder, if you didn't have to do that second pit, do you think Brock Lily would have caught you anyway?
No, I reckon it would have come down to a good fight at the end with Nux. Just for
Possibly.
the just I reckon just because of the pace of the Sirocco, it would have been hard for him to get past.
Right.
And if he did, I would have had his slipstream and maybe held in there until his softs might have went off a tiny bit.
Yeah, that would have been fun to watch and see how that worked out because obviously the cars have different strengths. But yeah, unfortunately, it didn't happen that way. I'm sorry that happened. Um,
Yeah.
Broccolili, you ended up taking second place. I mean, you started in first place, of course, due to your disconnect last week. You ended up getting the quote unquote fastest lap or slowest lap, if you will. Obviously, you used it to your advantage. I figured you would. You've got the pace. Did you start on softs or mediums? I don't remember.
I started on mediums.
Started on mediums. Got it. Stayed in the top five for the whole first stint, if I recall correctly, right?
Yeah.
Ah, perfect. And then, of course, you just jump on the softs and run away with it. Did you think you had a chance at the win, maybe? I just feel like Nux is just like this alien.
Yeah, I always felt the win was a bit out of reach. I was honestly thought wasn't even going to be a podium at first, but Knox is just on a whole different level to everyone else. 3 wins in a row is insane for him.
Yeah.
It's too hard to catch. Seems like Mazda's the only person who can do it, and he's had a few issues the past 2 races, so he hasn't been able to.
Hasn't been able to. Last race probably would have been the closest, but this race for Mazda, if you go back and watch the replay, was tough. He spent the majority of the race battling very closely with Black Friday, I believe. You, on the other hand, I don't think I saw you in a single battle, really. I think you were like with Chevy for a little bit of time there. But you were always on opposite tire compounds, so it didn't really end up being quite a tussle for you. You had a pretty easy race.
Yeah, that was really the plan. The plan was just to stick behind drivers, follow through, and just hope that I can save my tires and fuel ends up well. The biggest battle I had really was just with slappers on the way through.
Yes, I remember that. Yeah, that seems to be the strategy that has worked best for most people. Nux aside, like I said, he keeps coming in from the back to take on the whole field, but pretty much if you just stay quiet and mind your business, you seem to do okay. Oh, look, we have a Knuckles. Well, we'll move on to you.
Yep.
Nux, congratulations again. Third win. At this point, I'm going to start asking that we introduce Success Ballast at this point. I feel like we need to put like an extra 300 pounds on your next car or something.
Oh, I can't believe no one else picked the Alpha. It's Group 4s are a tyre race, and it just doesn't have tyre wear, so it stays fast all the whole time.
I saw that. I think you had the best tire wear out of anyone, any stint. Honestly, I would have thought that the 4C would not have made it on fuel. But maybe I'm thinking about the GR3 4C. I just know you kind of have to wring it out to get any power out of the thing. But of course, GR4 fuel rates are different.
Yeah, nah, do 36 laps on the tank of fuel. So it's massive. It's heaps. I know I could only get about 31 out of the 86. So,
Wow.
yeah, I just couldn't believe there was no more on the field, no more on the grid.
Well, I commend you for taking something unique. It worked out. I don't think I saw you have any difficult passes. Like, no one had a car that you struggled to get around at any point. The only time I saw you sticking with people, it seemed almost more like you were trying to save a little fuel before you moved on.
Brock Lilly put the indicator on. He let me by. And, in a straight line, it's garbage.
Yeah.
But it's really good on tyre wear. It just doesn't wear tyres. It's consistent, is what it is.
I mean,
you
honestly,
do your fastest lap on a full tank, the same speed on an empty tank.
Yeah, I mean, you're teaching that racing isn't necessarily about being fastest on the track. That for you, like, this win came in no small part to the fact that you did your research and did your practice and figured out which car worked best. So prep is such a big part of the equation as well. Congratulations again on the win. Of course, you are still leading the standings, short of any crazy findings that you were maybe dirty in the race that we didn't see it. Knuckles, you should keep this position.
So, to be right.
Stop cheating. All right, guys. Well, thank you for joining. We'll see you next week. Good luck. Next week at Yamagiwa, right? And the Viper. Seems like a terrible combo and nightmare, but y'all have fun with that.
Thank you.
Of course. Bye-bye. Well, y'all, that is it for us. We're going to get out of here. Again, we'll see you again next week. Same time, same place, different track. And, of course, I can't wait. Let's go.